For my project, instead of using disposable coffee cups provided by coffee shops, I decided to use refillable cups like these to get coffee when I'm out and when I'm on campus. I'm a regular coffee drinker, so this was definitely a huge change for me. But using refillable cups instead of coffee cups provided by coffee shops is much better for the environment, and there is not much of a disposable coffee cup that can be recycled. I feel that overall this change of practice of mine was very important to the environment, society, and the economy. Hopefully people will follow suit and see just how big an impact we made if more people join in. The amount of greenhouse gas emissions as well as the amount of waste were reduced as a result of it. On average, over 68 million styrofoam coffee cups are thrown away in the United States, which happens to be the largest consumer of coffee in the world. And here are a couple of points of environmental impact that disposable coffee cups have on the environment. Styrofoam cups are made from polystyrene. Like most plastics, it is an oil-based product. Fossil fuels are heavily involved in the product itself due to the polystyrene as well as in the process of the manufacture of styrofoam cups. Styrofoam cannot biodegrade or be fully recycled. The cups being thrown out today will mostly still be in a landfill site in 500 years' time. The other type of disposable coffee cup that are provided by coffee shops are paper cups. Paper cups are not much better than styrofoam cups, honestly. They are also coated with polystyrene. Paper cups cannot biodegrade either. The paper cups are made from either wood pulp or paper, depending on the cup, as well in addition to the polystyrene. To use wood pulp or paper to make paper cups requires trees to be cut down. Recycled paper has been tried in coffee cups before, but it usually resulted in leaks. In a study done in the year 2000, Starbucks did a calculation that showed that the average paper-based coffee cup emitted 0.24 pounds of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which is about 0.11 kilograms of carbon dioxide. Disposable coffee cups produce a lot of greenhouse gas and a lot of waste. One disposable cup a day results in 23 pounds of waste by the end of the year. The parts of the paper coffee cup that emit greenhouse gas. The data I collected and used for this project was spending history 4 times I spent money at coffee shops on campus to get a cup of coffee. This data represents the amount of times I got coffee outside the house on campus, and each time I got equivalent to 1 cup of coffee. So during this time period in total, I got coffee 27 times outside the house, but I was able to use my reusable coffee cup 23 times. During the time period that I collected data for this project, which is from about February through April, I managed to get my cup of coffee from outside the house in a reusable cup 23 times, which saved 23 cups of disposable coffee cups. On average, I saved about 5.52 pounds of greenhouse gases from being released into the atmosphere. I also saved an average of about 1.45 pounds of waste from being released into landfills. Everyone in Clemson and the world made this change. No more trees would be cut down, and the amount of damage being done to the ozone layer would be significantly reduced. The air would also be clearer, but also significantly reduce the amount of waste on Earth, which is already high enough. Two environmental ethics theories that I feel strongly support this practice include the land ethic theory and the ecocentrism theory. Here's my reasoning for why ecocentrism is an environmental ethic theory that strongly supports this practice. Ecocentrism places intrinsic value on all living organisms and their natural environment. Ecocentrism would require us all to change to this practice because it looks at the whole ecosystem as being more significant than just human beings. Ecocentrism doesn't necessarily say that all organisms on Earth have the same intrinsic value. It means that all organisms have at least some. To make these coffee cups, we are killing trees, and according to ecocentrism, trees have some intrinsic value. It is also affecting all other organisms on Earth with the amount of greenhouse gas being emitted into the atmosphere along with the amount of waste that is being built up with these cups. Greenhouse gases cause a lot of things, including destroying the ozone layer and causing global warming. All living organisms on this earth are affected by that, not just humans. Now, here's the reason why this practice is supported by the land ethic theory. Aldo Leopold's land ethic includes every non-human member of the biotic community called the quote land. It is meant to guide the actions of humans when they use or make changes to the land. It says that humans should take into account the interests of everything that is considered a part of the land. Land ethics sees humans as members of the land and not the conqueror. All members of the biotic community are considered equal in land ethic, including trees and those that are affected by greenhouse gases, which is everyone. To do this practice, we would have to follow the land ethic, especially when it comes to trees, because according to this principle, trees are equal to humans. After doing this practice for 2 months, I personally would recommend changing to this practice as a regular habit. This is a practical change because it isn't that much of an effort to bring a reusable coffee cup to coffee shops whenever you are out. This behavior change will save trees and reduce the amount of greenhouse gases that are emitted into the atmosphere. Plus, it doesn't cost any extra money to get your coffee in a reusable cup. Using a reusable cup will also reduce the amount of money spent on cutting down trees and making reusable cups. Socially, this is also a reasonable change because more and more you are seeing people using refillable coffee cups, which means it's starting to become the norm. And soon it will be the socially acceptable thing to do because more and more people and almost everyone will be doing it. Overall, I feel like it is more of a benefit to everyone around, including yourself, to make do with using a refillable coffee cup rather than going with a disposable one, honestly. I just don't see how it'd be more practical for anyone to just keep on using a disposable coffee cup. You can just keep on using the same refillable one every single time. It also result in less waste being reduced, less trees being killed, and less greenhouse gases being emitted into the atmosphere. And economic wise, it doesn't cost any more money to get coffee in a refillable cup than it is a disposable one. With the amount of reduction in the use of disposable cups, less money can be spent by the environment on environmental preservation with a decrease in damage done by toxins in the polystyrene, and more money can go to other things. Coffee shops will also not have to spend as much money to get cups produced for them due to the fact that they won't need to because people will have their own reusable coffee cups to get their coffee in. And both of these reasons alone will benefit the economy immensely. It'll be quite convenient, honestly, to have a reusable coffee cup with you everywhere you go. And you can possibly get even more coffee, depending on the size of your coffee cup, honestly. So while the decision's up to you, I personally recommend that you change this practice.